Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be going over the LA10 from Nitecore. I have the high CRI version. There's two versions of this. There's the regular version, which is a CRI XPG2 S3 LED emitter inside. This one has a Nitecore 219B emitter inside. This light runs on one AA battery. It has a magnetic tail cap and has a diffuser. So this is a pretty small lamp and a decent light to use for area of illumination operations and other kind of functions. The light itself is IP6 waterproof rated, and we have some run times here which we'll go over here. To access the tube here, you simply turn this part of the light and you hold this part and it will turn, extending the diffuser tube and retracting it for when you need to protect it or take it for travel. Very intuitive design for a small portable lamp. So let's go ahead and keep it out. To turn on the light, we simply screw down on the tail cap here, which activates it. We have low mode, which is going to be 9 lumens for 23 hours. We have medium, which is 30 lumens for 6 hours. And then we have 85 lumens on high for 1 hour and 30 minutes. And then we have a strobe mode. I personally used this light on low to medium to get a maximum of runtime out of it, especially the AA battery inside. So let's go ahead and take this apart and look at the threads and the O-ring here, which is greased. I don't know if you guys can see that in the video, but we got some nice threads there and an O-ring that's greased up, and the AA battery which fits in the compartment, which is kind of sticking to the battery with the magnet. So the tail cap has a pretty strong neodymium magnet in it, I think. So you screw down and you leave it just slightly unlocked so that you don't engage the light. If you want to turn it on, screw down fully, turn it off. And if you want to rotate, turn on and off a couple times. And that should get you different modes in the light. Pretty straightforward operating. It comes with a lanyard. It did come with a small plastic bag with a extra O-ring, but I have that in my work bag, and the manual right here. So we're going to go ahead and get some beam shots of this from the table and see how it looks. Okay, we're back. Shooting an aperture of 6.3. ISO is going to be 2500. Temperature balance is 5500 on 24 frames per second on a Panasonic GH2. Here we have the LA10 on low mode. So we got a good coverage here with the low mode lighting. We're about 2 feet away from the camera here. So if we bring this up, we'll be about 2 feet or so off the table here. Let's try medium mode. And let's go for high mode here. So it has a good amount of brightness here. And then we have the beacon. And we rotate back to low mode. So you can see the colors here are kind of coming up decently on the camera for a high CRI. And again, when shooting at a temperature rating of 5500. I personally enjoy the medium mode here. It's got the most function for my needs. Some final thoughts on the Nitecore LA10 CRI model. Overall, I think it's a fantastic little lamp. Probably the smallest lamp and the most convenient form factor that I have. And the fact that it runs on AA batteries is that much more better to me because I prefer AA battery lights to most lights. The diffuser retraction and engagement function is pretty brilliant. Very smart idea. I find that it is good for protecting the diffuser when you want to travel, and it also reduces the size of the light, which is very good. I enjoy the fact that it is waterproof, IP66, and it's a very simple, intuitive UI design. What I think they could improve with this is perhaps have a version where you can remove the diffuser to have this operate kind of like a normal light, and to supposedly replace it if it breaks or cracks, things like that. I would much prefer a tail clicky switch as opposed to a turn twist switch in here. I would not like to have a magnetic bottom, as it tends to interfere with my compasses and other magnetic sensitive devices. I can see the pros and cons to having a magnetic tail cap, obviously. You can do hands-free operations, obviously, with this if you manage to stick it on a metal surface. Overall, it's a decent light, especially for 20 bucks. I would definitely recommend this for anybody who's hiking, camping, or wants something in their work and or emergency kit. The AA form battery factor is just that much better. One other improvement I think they could do is have a modular UI system which can accept both AA's and 14500s. I think that would be pretty cool to see that in a small LA10 form factor. And that's all I have to say about the LA10. Thanks for watching.